guys, so I just got back from my morning workout and it's time to make some lunch. So let's see what we're working with today. So today we're working with some beef leftovers from last night, some squash, and a yellow bell pepper. I have to chop it up, put it all in the pan. I'm halfway there, not really done yet. And just add some spices to it and it's gonna be good. And I really haven't mastered the skill of talking to a camera while I'm doing my best to not burn the food. So now I'm just gonna throw this meal together, and then I have some big news that I would like to share with you guys. So here we are, the finished product. So now that I have some food in my system and I feel alive again, I can tell you a bit about what's been going on since the last time I vlogged. The last time I vlogged, I believe it was in November when I was in Bahrain and I had just competed. And at the end of the video, I told you guys that while I was there, I had some opportunities presented to me and some new doors that had been opened for me. And I thought I'd give you some more info about that. So first of all, I've signed with one of the biggest management teams in the world. While I was in Bahrain, outside of the hotel, walking around, you know, looking for ice cream, looking for things to eat, I didn't have internet on my phone, so I came back to the hotel and I checked my inbox and my DMs on Instagram, and I saw that I had a message from First Round Management. And at first I thought, are you kidding me? Why would they be contacting me? So I thought it was a fake account, you know, and I saw that it was actually from one of their managers, and I thought to myself, what is this, you know? And basically they offered to sign me to First Round Management and to manage my future fights and deals and collaborations, you know, via Instagram and all that. So I was like, all right, we'll talk more when I get back to Sweden. And when I got back to Sweden, we spoke over the phone and they sent a contract over. I signed the contract. So I'm signed to one of the biggest management teams in the world. And First Round Management, they manage fighters like John Jones, Yoel Romero, Demetrius Johnson, Jorge Masvidal, you know, the list goes on, like top names in the UFC and sports in general, because they have NBA players, they have NFL players, you know, it's nuts. So, you know, for me that's huge, because I've had pro leagues reaching out to me and I thought that, damn, I need a manager because I can't do these negotiations on my own. And while I was in Bahrain, I was actually discussing this with one of my coaches, that I need a manager because some pro leagues have contacted me since they've seen my Instagram, you know, and some of my fights that I've posted, and they've seen the reach I have with my posts, you know. I need a good manager that can represent me and negotiate for me, because honestly I can't do that myself, you know. I'm talking to businessmen and all that. That's way above me right now, you know. Maybe I'll get there one day, but I'm not quite there yet, you know. So it just so happens that one of the biggest management teams contacted me and now I'm signed with them. And what does this mean? Well, basically this means that I have a management team and a manager that's going to negotiate for me in the future when I'm gonna sign a contract with a pro league, when I'm gonna do pro fights, or when I'm gonna do sponsorship agreements for my fights or for my social media. And that's huge because I can't really do that on my own. Which brings us to the next topic at hand, the super fight with Samuel Eriksson. So recently I posted a fight poster of me and Samuel Eriksson, basically telling you guys that this fight is going to happen and that it's under negotiations right now. I got asked, would you like to fight him? And I said yes, no hesitation. Hell yeah, let's make it happen. Just send me the location and the date so I can get ready for it. It's not as easy as, you know, tell me when and where. And that's when the management team comes in. So right now, we are in negotiations to make the fight happen. Our management teams are on it, you know, working hard to make sure that we make it as big as possible, and that the promotion gains as much as possible from it, and that we gain as much as possible from it, you know. So it's a win-win situation for both me, him, and the promotion that shall remain anonymous until we sign the contract. And that post blew up. I think the post reached like 170,000 people within 12 hours. You know, that's huge. Like, big numbers, and he posted it on his Instagram and it blew up, you know, because yeah, his page is bigger, so I'm betting he reached like triple the amount of people I did with my post. But it doesn't matter. What matters is our followers are going nuts for this matchup. Like, a lot of the people that follow me also follow him, and my Instagram blew up. I actually had to put the phone down and leave it in another room because I was just scrolling through the messages all the time, refreshing. It was just blowing up, you know. It was nuts. And I thought that I would answer some of the questions that I can answer here. I can't give out too much information before everything is on paper, you know, signed and agreed on. We don't know, we haven't agreed on the rules yet, we haven't agreed on the weight, we don't know when it is, we don't know where it is, you know. It could be in Sweden, could be in Europe, could be in the US, I'm not sure, could be in, you know, it could be in the middle of the desert, you know, I don't know, but it's gonna happen, and I'm super pumped for it, you know. He's a Taekwondo black belt, and you have to respect that. He's a lifelong martial artist, and so am I. He's had 2 amateur MMA fights, and he's been training for many years, you know. He's an explosive guy. His kicks are lightning fast, and I respect him as a martial artist, you know, and for what he's accomplished in life, you know. I knew who he was long before this matchup was even talked about, and I have nothing against the guy, you know. It's just 2 martial artists, 2 lifelong martial artists, 2 black belts testing their skills against one another. I mean, how can you not respect that? I want to be respectful and carry myself like a martial artist. If someone talks shit, then I'll talk shit back, but I'm not gonna be the one to start doing that. That was never me, you know. I'd much rather just be stoic and wait till we're in the ring or the cage or whatever it's gonna be, and I'll do my talking there. It's gonna be so big, like the amount of people that are gonna tune in to watch that fight, it's gonna be unbelievable. The amount of exposure both of us are gonna get from this matchup, it's crazy. And I know that I'm gonna rise to the occasion, and you're gonna see the best version of me you've ever seen. And you know, I've always been disciplined and been training hard my whole life. You know, for me, it's not just training for a fight or training for an event or a competition. For me, it's a lifelong thing. You know, I'm trying to get as good at this as possible. I feel like this is a once in a lifetime opportunity to show the world who I am. You know, the hard work that I put in and the skills that I've been working on my whole life, and I'm really looking forward to this. So the fight is going to happen. It's just a question of when and where and what rules set and what organization. So what do you guys think about this? Would you like to see this fight? Would you tune in to watch this if it was being streamed online? It's gonna be such a crazy fight numbers wise, and I know when it's time to fight, both of us are gonna be ready, and when the referee says fight, you know, it's on. So yeah, guys, that's what's on the horizon. Hopefully in a couple of weeks I'll give you the official dates, when you can watch the fight, you know, where you can watch the fight, under what rule set, the weight, and all of those details. I'll let you know. Stay tuned.